I thought he had a good game. That was as effective with his fastball as he's been this season, and then obviously he mixed in his curveball as he usually does. But early count outs. At one point, I think he'd retired 10 or 11 in a row. I think he'd thrown close to 20 pitches in a row in the strike zone. So he really found a rhythm late in the game, and really proud of his effort for sure. Yeah, he's been able to escape a few of these first inning messes, and a lot of it has to do with the strikeout ability. He has a weapon that can get him to help him escape trouble. When you get guys on base, and the punch out is always a factor, and the hitter knows it and he knows it. If he can land it for a couple strikes and then get some chases, that's good. I mean, obviously the strikeout of Trout was big. The play by Valbuena is big, and then he finishes it with a pop up, and so he needed a little bit of help, but he also had in his back pocket that he can get a swing and miss.
Not often a Trout strikes out 3 times in a game, let alone against the same guy.
Right.
And how, for a young pitcher especially, how impressive.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it's a big confidence booster. I mean, he didn't look like he was picking the pitches up very well. Lance did a pretty good job of making him look for the fastball. He pounded him in a little bit. Then he did the breaking ball. Later in the game, he threw the breaking ball early, tried to finish him with some fastballs, and then put him away with some chase breaking balls. So one of the best hitters in the game. You don't get him uncomfortable very easily. It shows how electrifying Lance can be when he's inside the strike zone and makes these guys have to account for more than one pitch. Yeah, he just looked very comfortable. That was about as easy 100 pitches as you can get, or 100-plus pitches as you can get going into that inning. So I felt really comfortable with him having found his rhythm. He threw a ton of strikes in the 7th and 8th inning. So I wanted him to go out. And in that part of the order, I was very comfortable with him against Calhoun and Trout and Pujols. Obviously, the leadoff walk makes me sit up straight. The big debate was whether to give him Trout or whether to go right to Harris with Trout. So the second walk is a killer. And when I went out to talk to him on the mound, I told him it's going to be a sour taste in his mouth walking off the mound, but as soon as Harris gets these outs, he's going to feel really proud about his effort. And I believe that, and I think he does.
What does it do for Tucker's confidence? He comes back, gets triple in his first game.
Yeah, to contribute right away is a big deal. I mean, I get him in the lineup and have him feel a part of it, and then for him to come up big. We swung the bat pretty well at the bottom of the order. He gets the triple, Castro gets the single. Later in the game, when with a 2-out base hit by Springer, I mean, there wasn't a ton of offense on either side. Tucker certainly ignited it with the triple, and being able to contribute in your first day back, seeing your old teammates for the first time in a while, has got to feel pretty good.
What do you think about Correa's play there in the 9th inning?
Yeah, it was debatable where to play him on the shift. Do we put him on the other side of second base or not? We played him pretty much up the middle, and he needed to be positioned there. And I think his first instinct was to try to knock it down, and then he kept it close to him, and we're able to get the force out. I think if Altuve had been able to turn a touch earlier, which he couldn't, we would have seen a spectacular double play. But to knock that ball down was a success in its own right. To get an out of it, saved the game.
How much, as a former player, do you relish the opportunity to face a different pitcher when the starter has had your number all night? Springer's, I'm guessing, was pretty key there because Shoemaker.
Yeah, no, I mean, when a pitcher is handing it to you, sometimes you welcome that call to the bullpen, and you're tired of seeing the same stuff over and over again. Some people will tell you the more you see pitches, the more comfortable you get, and the third and fourth time through the order, the numbers will tell you that it's advantage to the hitter. But the psyche of the hitter is a big deal, and when you face a guy who's dominating you, a new face, a new arm angle, new pitch repertoire sometimes gets you to it lifts your spirits a little bit. Nobody likes having it handed to you, and I thought Spring did a good job of not trying to do too much in that. We can get a little bit anxious in those moments, trying to hit the 2 or 3 run homer, but hitting a first pitch slider for a bullet to left field to just score a run, and have both our runs today come on singles is pretty cool for us.
What was the explanation on the balk that was?
He stepped off before he threw. Anytime you're engaged with the rubber, you can't make a play at an unoccupied base. Once he stepped off, it kills the play. So it's unfortunate. The umpire, I think, got a little bit energetic about and his first instinct was to call balks. It's an awkward play when the guy's not covering third. It's a weird pickoff play. When they convened, they agreed that he had stepped off prior to making the throw, which negated the balk.
Colby's in a pretty bad slump right now.
Mm-hmm.
What does he need to do to get out of it, or at what point do you kind of consider maybe we need to play somebody else?
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to get hits to get out of a slump. I mean, that's the bottom line. It's a results is what makes you feel better. I mean, you can talk process and good swings and good selection or play discipline, all that stuff. Hitters want to get hits when they're not doing well, and none of our hitters are any different. So we need him to get going and be right. He hasn't found a ton of power in recent months, and he's potent and it's in there. He's just got to find good pitches to hit and not miss them. He's fouling off a couple good pitches to hit, which indicates that he's pressing a little bit. And the pitchers are pretty good here. So I think once he gets a few of these hits to fall, whether it be a bullet or a bloop, he can rattle off as hot a stretch as anybody on our team. So I believe in him. We need the balance in our lineup with the lefties. I may or may not play him tomorrow against Weaver. He hasn't had a good track record against Weaver, but he's one of our guys. He'll be in there.
Gaddis play tomorrow?
He's available. I'm not sure. Yeah, I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but he's available. He could have played tonight, too.